Hello friends, Ukraine is an East European country and it was a part of the Soviet Union or USSR until 1991 when the Soviet Union broke and states like Ukraine became independent nations. Ukrainians and Russians are closely related people. The Russian and Ukrainian languages are considered to be Slavic languages and they share the same script and also have the same grammatic structure. The culture and food also have close affinity to each other. Then what is the problem? To understand the problem, we'll have to go back in history. So now what is Euromaidan protest? The Euromaidan protests were a period of demonstrations and civil unrest in Ukraine, which began on the night of 21st November 2013. Those were sparked by President Viktor Yanukovich's refusal to sign a political association and free trade agreement with the European Union. The government instead chose closer ties to Russia, which was not liked by the Ukrainians. Protesters demanded the resignation of the President Yanukovych. The protest led to the 2014 Ukrainian Revolution known as the Revolution of Dignity. The Revolution of Dignity took place in Ukraine in February 2014 at the end of the Euromaidan protest, and it led to the overthrow of the Ukrainian government, and President Yanukovych fled the country to Russia. Russia considered this to be an illegal coup and a military seizure of power, and did not recognize the interim government of Ukraine. Yanukovych asked the Russian Federation for assistance. On 1st March 2014, Russia deployed troops to Ukraine and began a military invasion of the country. So the real problem began in 2014 when Russia invaded and subsequently seized Crimea from Ukraine. Now what is Crimea? Crimea is a region surrounded by the Black Sea on its three sides. That means it's a peninsula and it lies to the south of Ukraine. Crimea's population of 2.4 million is made up mostly of ethnic Russians, and Ukrainians are a minority. Now we'll have to know about the war in Donbas. Donbas is a region in southeastern Ukraine whose territory is occupied by two Russian-backed separatist groups, namely the Donetsk People Republic and the Luhansk People Republic. Though majority of the population are ethnic Ukrainians, Russian language is widely spoken there and is the lingua franca of the region. After the February 2014 revolution, in April the demonstrations in Donbas area escalated into a war between the separatist forces and the Ukrainian government, and since then there had been tensions and conflicts on and off. NATO. In January 2021, soon after American President Joe Biden came to power, the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky urged the US President to let Ukraine join NATO or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. NATO, is an intergovernmental military alliance between 28 European countries and 2 North American countries. This step by Zelensky angered Russia, which started sending troops near its Ukraine border. Now, why would Russia not want Ukraine to join NATO? Russia believes that NATO has supplied weapons to Ukraine to fight in the Russo-Ukrainian war in Crimea and Donbas region, as well as building up NATO resources in nearby member states. Putin said that the West had broken a promise to not expand eastwards. He has repeatedly asked for assurance that Ukraine will not join the NATO defense alliance. So the recent developments in the war are: in November 2021, more than 100,000 Russian troops placed in the Russia-Ukraine border. In December 2021, the US and Russia met in Geneva to de-escalate tensions. In February 2022, Ukraine and Russia conduct military drills, and today, that is on February 24th, 2022, Russia launched an attack on Ukraine and thus started a war. Thank you so much, friends.